Alright, just to confirm that we're live, welcome to the channel. Shooter94 here. We're here for another WCW Monday Nitro. We're on the road to Clash of the Champions, and let's get right into it. Pre-show match to start it off for us in front of 2,300 people. We got a decent pre-show match. Those Southern Boys, which is Kid Cash and Jamie Noble, defeat the Kings of Old School in 9:48 when Noble submits Rick Steiner with a guillotine choke. Animal 48, Steiner 54, Cash at 52, Noble at 57. This is just, I'm trying to get those Southern Boys to do some, like a little bit more popularity, and I don't have any plans at all for Rick Steiner and Rotor Animals, so just trying to get things going here. 51 rating. And another pre-show match where you'll see a couple returns. And a decent pre-show match. Vampiro returns, defeats the returning Mike Awesome, Christopher Daniels, and Tommy Dreamer in 10:16 when Vampiro pins Christopher Daniels. Vampiro will be finding his way on Nitro shortly, but this was just to see what his rating would be because I did not know. So I just wanted to see what I'd be working with. Awesome did good, but remember, he's kind of in the doghouse right now. So he'll probably be on Nitro soon as well, and Dreamer and Daniels just needed something to do here. So into the main show. In a decent match to open the show in the #1 Contenders Tag Team Championship match, Pinpoint defeats Sean O'Haire and Chuck Palumbo, the Natural Born Thrillers, in 10 minutes and 8 seconds when AJ Styles pins Chuck Palumbo with a Styles Clash. So Mark Jindrak with a 56, AJ at 57, Palumbo at 53, Sean O'Haire at 47. Storyline got bitter and the crowd got hotter, and the match with a strong start to the show, a 55 rating. So Pinpoint now will have the Tag Team Championship match at Clash of Champions. So let's book that right now. Clash of Champions, pre-book match. WCW Tag Team Championship match. So AJ Styles, Mark Jindrak, Buff Bagwell, Lex Luger. WCW Tag Team Championships. Tag Team titles. Booked. First match for Clash of Champions. Solid. To the next segment, shall we? And post-match, it shows a graphic and that Jindrak and AJ are celebrating that they are now the #1 contenders and get a fair 2-on-2 match against Totally Buff. And Sean O'Haire and Chuck Palumbo are seen kind of arguing that they lost the match. So 45 rating there. And it cuts to backstage of Totally Buff watching, and they are very visibly upset that they now have to defend the Tag Team Championships against Pinpoint at Clash of Champions, as they feel these young punks don't deserve the opportunity to face such great physiques like Buff and Lex. 62 rating there. We then go to Booker T storming into Bischoff's office, trying to figure out what's going on here. He wants his title shot, and Bischoff says, well, he's like, you know what? He's like, you want your title shot? I can't do that. I'm sorry. But what I can do is you and Flair, I haven't decided which one of you is going to get it yet, but I need more proof out of you two. So Shane and Bam Bam will be your proof tonight, as you guys will be in the main event with them. So 69 rating there. Bischoff he's a tweener. Sometimes he's a straight up authority guy, but he still has issues with Flair, so he's not going to give Flair the opportunity here. And in a decent matchup, Billy Kidman defeats Elix Skipper by pinfall with a shooting star press. 62 for Skipper, 60 for Kidman, 60 overall. Great cruiserweight match here. Skipper is filling that role so well. Eventually, he'll be getting some good stuff coming out of him. And Kidman just keeps pushing, as Kidman is going to be going towards the Cruiserweight Championship in the very near future. Backstage, we go to the WCW United States Champion, which is Diamond Dallas Page. And he talks about the United States Championship match, and he has to defend against Chris Kanyon tonight. He talks about the fact that, Kanyon's just another one of these young guys who tries to make an impact by trying to take out the old guy. And unfortunately for Kanyon, just because, I'm pushing 40 does not mean that I am not on top of my game. And don't get it twisted, I'm still a champion, and it's going to take a lot to get this people's champion to lose this title. So 63 rating out of Diamond Dallas Page. And then in the ring, we get a little recap of what happened last week with Little Guido showing that Psychosis and Super Crazy are now aligned with him, and that Shane Helms was going to challenge Super Crazy tonight. So 53 rating there. And in a decent matchup, Shane Helms does defeat Super Crazy in 7:23 with a vertebreaker. Super Crazy at 51. Shane Helms comes in with a 51. They have good chemistry and a 52 rating. So solid stuff here. And this has a good story to it because now Shane Helms is kind of fighting from underneath. He's trying to get to that cruiserweight championship, and he's going to go through Super Crazy and Psychosis just to get another shot at Little Guido. We'll see if he can actually get it, though. We'll see. He beat Super Crazy tonight, though. And he grabs a microphone and says, next week, we one down, one to go. Super Psychosis, I'm coming for you next week. And Little Guido clearly is upset, but Psychosis and Helms will face off next week on the road to Clash of Champions. So it's going to be a singles match between Psychosis and Shane Helms. Psychosis, beautiful. Next week, beautiful. All right. And the Cruiserweight division is actually getting stories, which is what I really wanted. There we go. Scott Steiner is going to be in action next as we see him walking to the ring with the WCW Championship. Nothing really going on there. And in an extremely short match, was just a straight squash, Scott Steiner defeats Roderick Strong in 4:56 with the complete shot. Strong at 35, Steiner 77. This is literally just to get Scott Steiner a nice little television quick win. 56 rating, just a quick little win for Scott. That's all we needed. Post-match, however, Sting is up in the rafters again watching Scott Steiner. Steiner's kind of showing that he's freaked out, but trying to stand tall, and then he eventually just leaves the ring and goes to the back and does not want anything to do with Sting. 71 rating there. That's the tough part right now with the whole world title picture, looks like, because it looks like Flair, Booker, and Sting are all trying to make that claim for the belt. So who knows who Bischoff's going to choose to face off against Steiner. Backstage, Ric Flair and Booker T are talking in a locker room saying, look, man, you and I never been eye to eye, but tonight we're facing Shane Douglas and Bam Bam Bigelow, and they're tight, man, and we gotta work together because otherwise, if we don't, it's not gonna be either one of us going up to that WCW Championship because we're gonna both be taken out. Flair and Booker T agree to watch each other's backs, and that's it. After tonight, that's it. There's no watching each other's back after that. 72 rating there. And about that good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, Rey Mysterio defeats Kaz Hayashi in 7:20 with a springboard Hurricane Rana. Mysterio was 74, Kaz Hayashi at 59. Wow, Kaz Hayashi and Mysterio have great chemistry, and they got us a 70 rating. Kaz Hayashi might have to go on his own and send Yang down and let Kaz just be on his own, because wow, that's incredible, man. I'm very happy with this. This is easily the most shocking moment of the show. Great win, great match, everything just perfect. Post-match, Mysterio is trying to celebrate. Rhino does return after being away last week and gores Mysterio, signaling that this feud is not over. And Rhino clearly still wants a shot at Mysterio. 51 rating there. And in a decent bout that had good heat and decent wrestling for the WCW United States Championship, which I don't know why it's not showing here, Chris Kanyon does defeat Diamond Dallas Page in 13 minutes, but by countout due to the fact that Page could not get back into the ring. 51 rating out of Kanyon, 57 out of Page. Storyline does advance. 57 rating is a little disappointing. I was hoping these guys were going to pull at least a 60, but it is what it is. So Canyon's still not the champion, but technically he defeated the champion. But we'll see what that means. And let's just recapping after the match that Kanyon did win, but he's not champion, and he's irate about it. And Page is mad that he couldn't get back in the ring because he's not one of those guys to take the easy way out. So we'll see what happens next week when these two figure out what the heck's going on with this WCW United States Championship. Backstage, Scott Steiner says he's leaving for the night. He's not scared of Sting. He's not scared of Flair. He's not scared of Booker. But he's out of here. He's had his match. He doesn't need to be here the rest of the night. 71 rating there. And a decent matchup. RVD does defeat Sean Stasiak in 7:29 with a split-legged moonsault. RVD is 78. Sean Stasiak with a 42. 66 rating there. So amazing thought here. RVD and Sean Stasiak get a better rating than Chris Kanyon and Diamond Dallas Page. So think about that for a second. 66 rating on RVD. Good stuff there. Solid win. Then we get a video package of Goldberg and at the end of it just says, "You're next, coming soon." So Goldberg is coming back to the World Championship Wrestling. We haven't seen Goldberg since we've relaunched here. The last time we saw him was in February when he was supposedly fired from WCW. And he is making his return. When, we don't know, but he'll be back sooner than later. So that's just massive that we get Goldberg coming back. 69 rating there. Lance Storm is seen in Eric Bischoff's office and says that you will be at ringside tonight. I know you failed me at the pay-per-view, but you will be ringside, and don't let anything happen that I wouldn't let happen myself. So, still get that weird dynamic between Bischoff and Storm here, 72 rating. It does seem like Bischoff sent Storm after Flair here, but we'll see what happens. And about that had good heat and decent wrestling. Booker T and Ric Flair defeat Shane Douglas and Bam Bam Bigelow on 11:59, and Ric Flair pins Shane Douglas while Lance Storm turns on Shane Douglas and hits him with the super kick. So let's deal with this. So Storm is now a babyface. Ric Flair at 59, Booker at 63, Bam Bam at 45, Shane Douglas at 55, 57 rating here. So Storm decided after a couple times of being chewed out by Bischoff, Shane Douglas was kind of chewing him out during the match. Shane Douglas turns in, eats a super kick, and that leads to the victory for Booker T and Flair. And post-match, Lance Storm shakes hands with Flair and Booker, and they celebrate to end Nitro as Bam Bam Bigelow and Shane Douglas are going up the ramp, and Bischoff is clearly seen disgusted backstage. 68 rating to end the show. Let's see what we get for our final ratings. I feel like we got a really good show here. 63, I'll take that. Popularity gained in 32 regions. A lot of good stuff here. Keep building towards Clash of Champions, which is what I wanted. As you can see, a lot of the guys that we're using a lot of the same squad that I'm starting to get really comfortable with, and each thing has a story going to it that I hope is making sense and making things kind of organized as well. There's no just like hot shot booking in theory. Everything's kind of looking good. We still got to work on that mid card, but we're getting there. I do hope you liked the video. I hope you subscribe. Hope you comment. Everything. Like the video. View the video. All the good things. But we'll be back next week. We got 2 more Nitros before Clash of Champions, so look forward to that. Look forward to the pay-per-view that's coming up, because who knows who's going to be going into that WCW Championship. And, just see who could be jumping ship, because there could be some guys from WWF that could find their way to WCW. So stay tuned for that. Until next time, though, I'll see you then.